Hello guys, my name is Colin. This is Colin Talks Crypto, and we are seeing some incredible price increases in the crypto space right now, and we are going to look at why this is happening. So to start it off, let's just cover some price points here. Right now we have Bitcoin at $8,700. I swear it's climbing by $100 per hour at this rate. Yesterday, it was in the 7,000 range, and here we are at 8,700. We've seen a price increase of 12% for Bitcoin. Likewise, for Ethereum, also a major gainer in the space. We have $217 just yesterday. In fact, just this morning, I think it was $195. And here we are over the $200 mark, a major point of resistance blown through. Likewise, for Bitcoin Cash, EOS had major gains, 10% over the $3 mark for EOS. I'm just touching upon a couple of these. Tezos, 4% gains, up to $2.90. Tezos recently has been climbing the ranks quite a bit. It's been closing the gap between itself and EOS, which I would consider comparable competitors in a way. Yes, prices are going out through the roof. And what is happening, guys? Well, I think that what we are seeing right now is merely the byproduct of the sudden and sharp crash that took place not so long before this. And as you know, in March, we had a massive downturn in prices due to the market fear across the boards in every category, whether it was the stock market, gold and silver, precious metals, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, you name it. Everything went down right here. And Bitcoin had crashed from around the 7,800 price point down to a low of approximately $4,100, give or take. And as you can see, we have popped above that point. And in fact, we have popped emphatically above that point. We have broken through that resistance, that 7,800, just about a month ago when everything was doom and gloom and there was fear all around about the markets. Bitcoin has steadily made recovery steps back to that original price point and now has surged above it in a massive euphoria, showing the bullishness and the trading volume behind Bitcoin right now. So my layman's term analysis of what happened here is that the price dropped too rapidly, and it was out of fear. It was not out of a fundamental reason for dropping. And because it was not a fundamental reason for dropping, and it was such a rapid fear-based drop, the market was irrationally low. This was an irrationally low period for Bitcoin. It wasn't the correct price for it. And the market has been recovering and correcting as it moves upward. And that's what happens when you have irrationality in the market. The market has to price back in the correct value, and it can take a little while to recover. The way I can best explain this phenomena is to give you the comparison on the reverse. So when we have a bull run and the price begins to go vertical, like from right here, November 2017, all the way to the peak at December 2017. In that 1 month, we had a price increase of almost like $11,000 from there to there. And that is an irrational surge up on price, above what it should be valued at. And because of the steepness and the suddenness of that emotional surge upward, it then necessitates that the market is going to have to correct. And that correction has been taking place ever since that moment occurred. From 2008 till today, we are experiencing a correction from that all-time irrational price point high of $20,000. And it's not that it's irrational in that it can never be worth that again because it's going to blow past that, but it's irrational in how quickly it happened because the graph would have gradually approached that price if that was the appropriate valuation, unless there was some sudden superhuman boost in fundamentals to Bitcoin, which there wasn't. The difference between the fundamentals of Bitcoin in November and December of 2017 were not a 2x increase. In fact, I would argue that there was a decrease because the fees skyrocketed to $50 per transaction on average, thereby making it less useful at the price peak. So if the fundamentals didn't get any better, and in fact, they may have gotten even a little bit worse with that fee increase, then one could ascertain that the price increase from around $8,000 in November to $20,000 in December was highly irrational. And it was media hype, it was speculation, and it was FOMO. And those people who bought on the FOMO and the media hype and the speculation at this irrationally high price got burnt temporarily unless they're willing to hold 4 years until the next halving event and the next bull run peak. So that's my explanation of why what we're seeing today, if we zoom into the last little crash, the reverse, right? Instead of skyrocketing from 8,000 to 20,000 in 1 month, it went crashing from $7,800 to $4,100 in the span of a day or two. And the suddenness of that price change was irrational downward, just like the price increase from the bull run high was irrational upward. And so those two irrational occurrences necessitate a market return to the correct average mean and what the market deems as a more rational price for this asset. And I feel that we have recovered to that rational point, and the market is now saying that it is actually worth more than where we dropped off about a month ago in March. And again, if it goes super skyrocketing high, it might be a rational high again until it balances out and finds that mean. That's why I like to look at very long time frames, because these short-term time frames are very irrational sometimes. They are very volatile. And in my opinion, the only way to get a correct understanding of what the market is doing is by zooming out and looking on the 6-month, 12-month, 24-month, 5-year graphs, because doing so smooths out all that noise and all that irrationality, either irrationally low or irrationally high. So that's what I think happened, guys. I think that we have been simply put back on track where we should have been this whole time. We've bled out the weak hands that sold in this fearful stage right here, and we are back on track. We're heading to that moon point in about a year, and I would say a year and a half approximately till we peak out. And I do not feel that this bull run will be any different than any previous bull run. And there's guys out there who like to say that I'm wrong. And you know what? Let's just let the graphs do the talking. We'll see. In a year and a half, come back and tell me if I was wrong. I'm going to end off with this video. This is Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, the last guy in the world I would expect to understand cryptocurrency. And yet I believe he is probably the first president that I've ever heard speak in such a way that makes me understand he gets it to a very deep level. Meanwhile, everyone else is trying to create fake cryptocurrencies. I call it fake crypto because they actually seek to control it, and thus a central point of control and failure exists. And here's the little video. And so there's this reporter here, he's speaking in Russian, and he asks him a couple of questions. Will Russia have its own cryptocurrency? And does he feel that it will replace the standard money that we use today? And you can see Vladimir Putin smiles and says, the question you're asking is formulated incorrectly, because Russia having its own cryptocurrency is impossible by definition. Just as it is impossible for any other country to have their own cryptocurrency, because if we are talking about cryptocurrency, it is something that is beyond national borders. So I was really shocked to see that. Vladimir Putin gets this. Every other entity out there, every government or Facebook with Libra coin and all these cryptocurrencies are not cryptocurrencies, because the one thing they don't get is that they want to control it. They want to have in some way control over those cryptocurrencies. Therefore, it's not a cryptocurrency. It's a centralized POS. It's the same thing that exists right now with the dollar. There is zero reason for them to create a crypto dollar, because it's not going to be a crypto dollar. The dollar is already digitalized. The dollar already can be manipulated. It can be printed by basically typing a few keys on the keyboard with a whole lot of hocus pocus that obfuscates this fact that it's really that simple. And so a government, unless it wanted to play by the rules, cannot create a cryptocurrency. It's actually impossible unless they wanted to create a ledger that was not controlled by themselves, in which case they wouldn't need to create a cryptocurrency because it already exists. That is what Bitcoin is. That is what Bitcoin Cash is, especially. That is what Litecoin, EOS, Stellar Lumens, Tezos, all these cryptocurrencies are those creations that the government will never make. And if they are ever willing to make them, then they can just use one that already exists, because you already can't control those. So the government's very hypocritical when it says that it wants to create a crypto asset, because they want to have their tentacles deep within it. Okay, guys, let's keep watching the markets. It's very exciting times right now. Let's keep refreshing our crypto portfolios, because the prices are going out the roof, and I'm sure that's what you're doing. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and join me on the ride up to the next bull run high. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you again soon.